Human beings often remain in situations that hurt them, even when logic screams to leave. This phenomenon is not weakness, but a complex interplay of psychology, emotion, and habit. Painful circumstances can become familiar, and familiarity, even when harmful, is surprisingly comforting. The mind and body create patterns that are difficult to break, binding people to experiences that may diminish them. One of the strongest reasons people stay is fear of the unknown, loss, or failure. Leaving a familiar situation, even if damaging, requires stepping into uncertainty. The mind often overestimates the risks of change, while underestimating the potential for growth. This imbalance creates a psychological inertia that keeps individuals rooted where they are. Attachment also plays a crucial role in prolonging harmful situations. Humans are wired for connection, and bonds, even toxic ones, generate a sense of security. Emotional investment in relationships, work, or environments makes letting go feel like losing a piece of oneself. This attachment can create a paradox where love, loyalty, or habit outweighs self-preservation. Self-identity is another factor that influences why people stay. Many define themselves through their roles, relationships, or responsibilities, even when these are harmful. Abandoning a painful situation can feel like erasing a part of one's identity or history. The fear of losing that self-definition can be just as powerful as the fear of external consequences. People also stay because of gradual conditioning over time. Harmful patterns are rarely sudden. They develop incrementally, blurring the line between pain and normalcy. Repeated exposure to minor stressors or emotional discomfort trains the mind to accept them as part of life. By the time the situation becomes clearly harmful, the individual has already adapted to its rhythm. Cognitive biases contribute significantly to staying in hurtful situations. The sunk cost fallacy makes individuals feel compelled to continue because of prior investment. Time, money, effort, or emotional energy spent are perceived as reasons to endure further hardship. Even when the logical mind recognizes harm, the emotional mind insists on protecting prior investment. Another reason is the belief that things will improve. Humans are naturally optimistic, and optimism can motivate perseverance but also trap us in cycles of disappointment. One instance of kindness or success can reinforce the illusion that change is just around the corner. This hope, though sometimes illusory, keeps people invested even when the situation consistently hurts them. Emotional dependency strengthens the grip of harmful situations. Some individuals derive their sense of worth or stability from the very source that causes them pain. This dependency can make the idea of leaving feel destabilizing or even threatening to mental equilibrium. As a result, people tolerate suffering as a price for maintaining an emotional anchor. However flawed, shame and societal pressure also contribute to staying. Leaving a difficult situation can be seen as failure, abandonment, or weakness, depending on cultural context. Social expectations can create internalized guilt that outweighs the desire to prioritize one's own well-being. The mind often weighs social perception against personal safety and chooses conformity over freedom. Trauma and past experiences shape tolerance for pain in the present. This resilience, though adaptive in some contexts, can paradoxically make people more susceptible to lingering in harmful situations. The brain equates endurance with survival, even when the environment is no longer life-preserving. Low self-esteem is another key psychological factor in staying. Those who doubt their worth may unconsciously believe they deserve harm or cannot find better alternatives. Self-perception affects choices, sometimes making the familiar pain appear preferable to uncertain improvement. This internal narrative quietly reinforces harmful patterns and delays the pursuit of healthier circumstances. Habit and routine anchor people even more than fear or hope. The daily rhythm of a situation, even if damaging, provides predictability that the mind craves. Breaking routine requires mental effort and can provoke anxiety, making staying seem like the path of least resistance. Over time, the harmful environment becomes normalized, and escape feels increasingly foreign. Interpersonal manipulation can also trap individuals in painful contexts. Abusers, exploiters, or controlling figures often employ tactics that confuse guilt or diminish the individual. This psychological pressure can distort perception of reality, making harm feel deserved or unavoidable. Cognitive dissonance arises as people rationalize abuse to maintain some sense of stability or control. Sometimes, staying is linked to moral or ethical considerations. Parents, caregivers, or individuals in positions of responsibility may endure harm out of duty. While noble, this self-sacrifice often prolongs exposure to harmful situations unnecessarily. Uncertainty about the future can paralyze decision-making. Even if the present situation is painful, leaving opens a spectrum of unpredictable outcomes. The mind can become trapped in a cycle of what-if, imagining dangers more vividly than opportunities. This fear of uncertainty can outweigh the immediate clarity that leaving would provide. Psychological defense mechanisms play a subtle but powerful role. Denial, minimization, or rationalization can alter perception of harm to make it more tolerable. By reshaping reality internally, the mind reduces emotional discomfort but also prolongs harmful engagement. These mechanisms maintain a fragile equilibrium where staying feels less intolerable than the truth. Economic and material dependence often compounds emotional reasons for staying. Financial insecurity, housing concerns, or professional obligations can make leaving seem impossible. Practical survival needs sometimes take precedence over emotional well-being, creating a painful trade-off. In these contexts, leaving requires not just courage, but concrete planning and resources, which adds delay. Some people remain because they are waiting for external validation or acknowledgement. They hope that recognition, appreciation, or intervention will justify their endurance. When validation never comes, the cycle of staying continues, tied to anticipation rather than reality. Psychological trauma bonding is another critical mechanism in prolonged harmful situations. Strong emotional connections are often formed in environments of intermittent reinforcement. Moments of care or affection are interspersed with hurt, creating a confusing attachment pattern. The mind clings to the fleeting positive signals, overlooking persistent harm in favor of hope. Faith in personal resilience or coping ability can also reinforce staying. Some believe they are strong enough to endure, adapt, or manage harm better than others. This confidence can become a subtle trap, encouraging endurance rather than necessary change. The self-concept of being strong inadvertently justifies continued exposure to pain. Societal and cultural narratives often glorify endurance, sacrifice, and stoicism. Stories of triumph over adversity create expectations that suffering should be tolerated. These narratives shape internalized values, making leaving feel like failure or weakness. The mind absorbs these lessons and integrates them into personal decision-making, often unconsciously. Ultimately, staying in harmful situations is rarely simple. It is a product of intertwined forces: fear, hope, attachment, identity, and cognitive patterns all converge to influence behavior. Leaving requires navigating emotional, psychological, social, and practical complexities simultaneously. Understanding these forces can illuminate why people endure pain, even when it seems illogical from the outside. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change and liberation. Awareness allows the individual to differentiate between legitimate caution and unnecessary endurance. It empowers strategic decision-making, emotional release, and reconnection with self-worth. Knowledge of why we stay is the gateway to finally choosing to leave. The mind's reluctance to exit harmful situations is ultimately a survival mechanism. It seeks stability, connection, and predictability, even at the cost of comfort or well-being. By understanding its logic, people can approach change with compassion rather than judgment. Through self-awareness and support, it becomes possible to step away from pain without fear. In the end, staying is rarely about weakness, it is about the complexity of human psychology. Every layer of emotion, cognition, attachment, and societal influence intertwines to shape choices. Acknowledging these factors provides insight, compassion, and a path toward healthier alternatives. Leaving harmful situations becomes not just a desire, but a carefully considered and achievable act.